rapper Top5 came out a few days ago after going down for the big charge, and apparently he is the most hated rapper in Toronto, and they're saying that he is a demon as well. He is outside, so he got out and hopefully he doesn't go back in anytime soon. DJ Academics posted and wrote, "Top demon out of Toronto, hashtag Top5 is back after being locked up for the big charge." Sean Kingston. So Sean Kingston decided to blow 85 grand on a human hoverboard. In my head, yeah, I'm thinking, did he really buy this, or is he promoting it to other rappers so other rappers can start getting it? And then by the time you know it, we see a bunch of them that got these hoverboards, and they might probably be meeting up and then have this, you know, where all of them take off and stuff like how they do bike rides. I don't know, that could be something that they probably done in there as well, because it's weird. He came out and he was like, oh, he's the first rapper to ever have a human hoverboard, and it looks a bit weird, it looks creepy.
Another day out of Kingstons, boy, let's go! First rapper with a motherfucking human hoverboard. And all going, it's your boy.
He bought this hoverboard for about 80 grand. It sounds weird, it looks weird. It just looks like one of them movie things, right? But the fact that this is actually real and you can go out there and purchase something like this if you have money, that's just, I mean, that's just kind of mind-blowing, because you see them on movies all the time, but you know they have that technology out there, but we don't really see it. Like soon there would be flying cars apparently, and they already made the self-drives one where you can just like jump in a car and then it self-drives for you automatically. So they're planning to do the air ones and stuff, and so much things. So the fact that you can even go out there and buy one of these boards, like, he is the only rapper, he is boasting about, he is the only rapper to ever have a human hoverboard. Bobby Smurder. So Bobby Smurder posted on his Instagram showing people that he is getting a tattoo of Harriet Tubman, and he's getting it on his arm in these pictures, as you can see. And I'm a kind of a bit like skeptical about this. I'm like, why now? I kind of feel like I want to know the reasoning behind it. Like, is it something to do with the money stuff that they've been coming out, because you know the money, they're gonna change the money into her face, right? But I think that hasn't started happening yet, but they are working on it. And now Bobby Smurder all of a sudden has decided to get Harriet Tubman tatted on his arm. The Usher money that was floating around Instagram recently as well, I don't know how I kind of felt about that, because I kept on thinking about Harriet Tubman and stuff, and then Usher has his face on the money. I'm not sure if the money was real money, but I'm assuming it was real. After looking into it, people didn't really know if it was real or not, and he went to certain clubs and he was throwing money, and people came out and started saying, not Usher throwing fake money at like hard-working people. They also found it disrespectful, and even though it's from a different perspective, I kind of find it disrespectful knowing that they were going to put Harriet Tubman on the money, and then here comes Usher like clowning, like just clowning, having his face on the money. And I just thought, like, where is the respect, right? Like, we should have just wait until they do Harriet Tubman and then you can do whatever you want. Like, but for him to, I don't know, people do anything for clout. It could have been something he'd done to actually trend, which it kind of did, because I kept seeing it on my Instagram over and over and over. Honeycomb Brazy. So they got Honeycomb Brazy a few days ago, in connection to something that happened before the incident that happened with his grandparents on the same day. So I mean, like, that's the thing, right? So this is a bit weird, because on that day he didn't come out. On that day, even though they were saying that he has all these ups, he's literally been in the streets since they got him probably about 5 to 6 times before. It's funny how when we saw him on that live that day when he was speaking to the people and they were actually showing him what's going on, his reaction thinking about it now, it didn't seem like nothing happened earlier that day. If it's the case and he had something to do with something earlier that day, why didn't he just explain it? Give a hint or something like they always do. Diss someone in the process. He didn't do none of that. There's something more to this story, and even when you listen to all the news that came out on that day regarding around that situation, you kind of get a hint of like someone is trying to kind of feed you like loads of other stuff, right? So you get confused and you don't really figure out the real situation or even tie him into it. And I find it so funny that they came for him and now he's down, and the news specifically came out before his grandparents' service. Bus Stop. So when this all happened with King Von, Bus Stop followed Quando Rondo, and then now I think as of recently he chose to unfollow him. To be honest with you, Bus Stop is just, I don't know, I'm getting a weird energy from Bus Stop, and some of the stuff that I read about what he's posting and the stuff that he retweets, I don't know how I feel about it. Even that day, he was the one that was telling Kayla to get off live ASAP, get off live right now. He was like trying to make the proper effort to not let her say what she needed to say out of anger, or was it out of anger? So Quando Rondo drops part 6 of the interview today, and he is talking about the way he was raised. So the energy in this interview, he kind of looked like he was crying before, or if it's like apart from the last bit of the interview where they were really tired and stuff, and that's the part that he released today. But in this interview, the energy is coming across like he was crying. He's talking about how he was raised and stuff, and he said that, you know, his respect level to his elders is something else. Like he really respects all his elders and stuff, and he know how to move like in front of his grandparents. He don't really do all that smoking stuff. He kind of looked like he probably could have been crying, or maybe he was smoking, I don't know, but that's what it kind of looks like in the part 6 of the interview. He will be dropping more parts soon. There is a lot more interviews to come around the situation, not just the video that he's posting from that interview, but there's other interviews I think he's going to be doing for all the recent stuff that's been happening, and he's going to try and explain and at the same time make some money off of it, as he said in the song Okay, because that's what he have to do. There's no other choice. He has no other choice in order to make some money. He might speak a bit more about Little Durk as well, and how he's been feeling about him and their relationship. He might go more into that as well, but he knows what Little Durk done to him. Little Durk know what he did to Quando Rondo and them, and to Quando Rondo and his boy Little Tim. He is also shooting the song him and Pusha T Should Have Ducked, and when I listen to the Should Have Ducked song, to be honest with you, I feel like, I don't know, I'm getting the vibe that Pusha T could have been King Von's up. Like when I think about how they asked him that question and then he avoided it, I'm like, yeah, he probably was the up.